This is all done with hickory slats, and they did pretty cool. I may urethane this when I'm done to really make this pop. And I fill in areas like this that were uneven and not right. The slats weren't even. So I did this wall in part, didn't do the bottom yet. And it was extra flooring, and this is hard maple. This is hickory, and at the top is oak. And this is also hickory, and it's just to be sanded. But I took out the bottom pieces to get this floor out. And right now, I am digging a trench because I'm going to put a toilet right there and a sink right there, and they need to obviously evacuate. Right there is where the wash machine evacuates. So I'm going to tie it to that. But before I do that, I have to run a large pipe. I don't know if it's 3-inch or 4-inch for sewer from here, the toilet. I think all the way out, because you can't go from big to small. Well, you can go from big to small, but I don't know if you should do it with sewer. So I think I'm just going to run the whole thing with sewer. Outside, this is the drain for the washing machine, and I'm pretty sure it goes straight over, sorry for the sunlight, over to that black piece right here. Looks like it goes, maybe connects down here. I don't know, I haven't even opened that yet, so. But I gotta dig this out first, so that's what I'm doing with this tool, which seems to be pretty effective, and a shovel. So this is the inside so far, without a floor. We're leveling off the floor. And what we did was, this was the floor length, and we raised it this high so it would be level. Virginia's just putting in some additional screws to really make sure that it's secure. So now it is level from that 2x4 over there. And each time we raise, this one only got raised about 1/8 of an inch. This one more or less 3/8. This one, we knew it dropped low. That's probably 1/8 inch and a quarter. And this one's even higher over here, which I'm about to do. And because of these cross braces, I'm gonna put in individual pieces like that. So the floor has all been leveled off and ready to go, and the toilet will be here. We dug a hole there, and it's going to run this way out and then down, and it's going to hook up outside. But this is going to be ready for the plumbing to go in, which I will put in soon. And then I'll put the drain, the sink over there next to it. Yeah, so moving ahead. We started to dig a trench here for the plumbing, for the toilet inside here and the sink, but we have to move it to the right a little bit, so we'll finish doing that today. So we hooked up the water for the sink that will go there and the toilet that will go there. This is the utility room, and I'm hooking up the water. Actually, the water was hooked up, but I'm hooking it up so there's a trap and an air vent. The air vent is actually hooked up. It's that little black thing there. It's gonna come out of here, go down here, go down here, go to there. I gotta get a T down there so it goes over here, and this will all be the trap. I can hook that up now. Those are all the parts. So we decided to go with this gray. It's kind of got a green hint to it, but we only had a quart, so we will obviously have to get more. And I'm not sure how much, maybe a gallon. Just make sure it covers well, because you can still see the background. It's dark. The red is dark, so we'll probably need a gallon to make several coats. Another thing we have to do, since we want to make the shed into a tiny house, is change this. This is a 15 amp breaker, and this is the wire. And I don't know if you can tell, but that is skimpy. So we need to go with something heavy duty, like, I don't know, 220. This black stuff here is a 220. It's got 2 hots, a ground, and a neutral. So maybe I can use that. I do have some left over of that. And it's raining. We've had more rain this season. But I'm inside, so I'm good. We got soaked. So we're having a toilet in here, and obviously the sink will drain here. I'm going to put a little door outside of this wall to be able to get in there and get to the P-trap if need be. The drain will go here, over to here, and down there. And it'll line up with the toilet. So, that's what that line is there. Right there. It'll fit into that. And he's digging it. So we put down 1/4-inch hardy board. We didn't need to have thicker than that because it's laying on a very flat substrate, which we did yesterday after we put the plumbing in for the toilet. The sink I'll do later, but this is the design we're thinking about. And I found center on the hardy board, and then so this is center right here. This needs to come down a bit because that's the center of this tile. And once you get 2 down, it's a no-brainer. Everything else falls into place. We're about to do that next. We're getting ready to put down tile. That's the tile. And I added this threshold so when you close the door, that will be butt up against it and be flush. And the tile will come flush to this edge. All done. When I screwed that flange, toilet flange in there, I didn't have to screw through the tile. And I got a pretty big hole for the drain too, of the water intake. And it cracked in 2 places, but I just was over it. And the toilet will be covering it, so not a big deal. You can tell, but it's pouring rain outside and I'm in here working, and I just finished this wall here. Better view of it. It's alternating. I'm happy with it. Got that peak done, and I also got that peak done. And this is all reclaimed flooring. And now I'm about to begin with more reclaimed flooring going horizontally to finish up the top part of that wall. Tomorrow I'll come back and add some wire extensions onto this. I've been trying to do this for a while, and bring it through this box because this cord right here behind that wall powers that outlet. So we got one wall done. One behind me and the one over there. We're gonna hook up some electric, so we're leaving that open. And I'm making a little door for the clean out. And then I'll close it up. It's all cleaned up and ready for grout tomorrow. So the drain is all set, and it got rerouted to the outside in case I need to clean out the trap. And this will be pulled off to the side. So I bought a new toy, a very high-powered drill. It has 3 speeds, slow, medium, and come on, focus. 1, 2, 3, slow, medium, and pretty intense. And this nice handle here that makes drilling this easy. I burned out a drill, which is what made me buy this. And this thing has got some power to it. And I used it to drill out the hole in the sink. So it worked out really well. Very happy with this drill. It's a hammer drill. I don't know exactly how that works, but I think hammer pounds. It doesn't feel like it's pounding, but, and I don't know what those settings are down there. One says 20 something. I don't know what that is. I'll have to read up on it. I haven't even read the manual, so that would probably help. This is the front, and they're all, you know, flowing. They're the same piece cut. So the sink has been clad with this red cedar. This is a piece of cypress. This is what the faucet will be attached to. That's been glued on. And I centered it, and I'll just clean it up later. Put a poly on this, or maybe a urethane, something to make it watertight, and put more of these little guys over here. I'll probably sand this flat with that, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But it's clamping up. It'll be dry tomorrow. Well, it was grouted, and at least the first stage. You let it dry for a little bit, and then you come back with a sponge and water and a diagonal motion. So if this is straight, you go diagonally so you don't pull the grout back out of the lines. But I think it's going to look amazing. I'll put some molding in here if I need it. I may not even need it. I think it looks pretty good. That would save me a step. Finishing the grout. Pretty smell. So the toilet is all hooked up. I'll probably cut those bolts off in the back, or maybe not. Water's hooked up, everything got tested. This is all hooked up. I had to buy a gasket that goes between the tank here and the seat, and hook it up underneath with those bolts. And I'm hoping it stays dry. So the floor is done, still a little dirty. The toilet is in, it's functioning beautifully. The sink is still processing. I had to re-glue this wood here to the stone because I think it's because it's so humid, it just doesn't want to dry. Dryer, washing machine are in place. Dryer opens on this side so it won't run into the sink. The reason I put the sink here is because we were going to put this toilet diagonally. Well, I should have moved the sink that way, but it's too late now. And it didn't fit diagonally because the tank didn't fit side to side or in the corner. So I had to move it this way, but that's fine. It's not sticking out that far. I'm fine with that. So the sink, I had to put this wood on again, and these are just to actually to disperse the pressure evenly over this piece. And it's so humid out, it's taken a long time for this to dry. It's heavy duty liquid nails, and it holds to just about everything, including tile and wood. So that side, that stayed on. So I don't know why. Anyway, I'm waiting a couple of days and hopefully the humidity will turn down and get lower and it'll dry. In any event, at some point it will dry. And until then, I'm keeping these clamps in place. Okay, so I took the clamps off and I'm gonna poly this. I'm gonna put all of these little squares on the top and on the sides. This side is being held in place by this tape for now, but once I'll sand this down again and put some poly on it, it'll really pop. I will be covering up the drain and the water at a later date. But I'm happy with that. I think that looks pretty good. Nice. Perfectly. Cabinet and canvas on the ceiling finished.